I'm so sorry for the delay, for the network problem, because there is low bandwidth in this area today in today's class. So I'm so sorry for that, because there are so many times the sound will not clear. There are so many times the session will expire. So I'm so sorry for today's class. So let's continue with the console input output functions. Let's see, this will terminate, but when? So let's see with the console input output functions. So till now we have discussed that there are two categories of library function that is available for the input output. What are the two categories? One is input output, console input output functions. One is files input output functions. So these are the two categories that is used. Console means whenever we use the keyboard mouse, that means console input output functions, and file means whenever we operate on the floppy disk, hard disk, that is the file input output functions. This says the screen and the keyboard together are known as console. That is, they are together, or the screen and the keyboard are together known as the console. Console input functions are classified into two categories. That is, one is there are two standard types of library function for the input output. What are they? Console input output functions and the file input output functions. Now, console input output function is also divided into two categories. What are two categories? One is formatted input output, one is unformatted input output. That is a console input output functions. The difference between them is that the formatted functions allows the input read from the keyboard or the output display on the video to be formatted as per our requirement. That is, whenever we take the input or read the input from the keyboard, whenever we display the output on the video, that is formatted as per the our requirement, as per the user requirement. That is a formatted function, that is a formatted console input output function. That is as per the requirement of the user, as per the requirement of us, we can change the content, we can change the input, we can change the output. For example, if values of average marks and percentage marks are to be displayed on the screen, then the details like where this output would appear on the screen, how many space will be required or will be present between the two values, the number of places after the decimal point, etc. can also be controlled using the formatted functions. That is, we can format the function, or we can use the formatted console input output function for displaying the output as per my requirement, as per my category. The functions that is available under each of these functions are divided as shown in the figure 11.1. So this paragraph says, whenever we use the screen and the keyboard, that is the video and the keyboard, video is used for the display, that is for output, and keyboard is used for the input. Whenever we use these two, that is known as the console. And console functions are again divided into two categories. One is formatted, one is unformatted. In formatted, we define the function, we use the function as per my requirement. We have to give the space, I have given. So it is my privilege that how to adjust the margin within this one. This is a table that shows console input output functions. There are two categories of console input output function. What are two categories? One is formatted functions, one is unformatted functions. In formatted function, there is a type, there is an input, there is an output. Type is char, the input is scanf, the output is printf. Type is int, the input is scanf and the output is printf. Float, scanf and printf. String, scanf and printf. Right. In unformatted, whenever there is a char type, there is a function that is known as getch. There is another function for input, that is a getche, another input, that is a getchar. What is the output? That is the putch and the putchar. So these are the output variable, and this is the input, that is a getche and the getchar are the inputs, and the outputs are putch and the putchar. Then whenever there is a int type, then there is a blank, there is no input, there is no output. Whenever there is a float, there is no input, there is no output. Whenever there is a string, what is a string? What is the input? That is a gets. And whenever there is a string, what is the output? That is a puts. So whenever we use the formatted function and the unformatted function. That is, there are two categories in formatted. There are different types of characters, different types of data, that is char, int, float, string. In this there is a different types of character data, that is char, int, float, string, and there are different functions that is defined for the input. There are different functions that is defined for the output. Now let's start with the formatted function. That is, what is the formatted console input output functions? This says, as we seen from the figure 11.1, the functions printf and the scanf falls under the category of formatted input output functions. So these are the two functions that falls under the categories of formatted input output functions. These functions allows us to supply the input in a fixed format and let us obtain the output in a specified form. These functions are available to get the input or to take the input in a fixed format in a specified format, also to obtain the output in the specified form or in the specified format. Now let us discuss these functions one by one. First of all, printf will be used, then or scanf will be used. So these are the two functions that is used with the formatted console input output functions. Now we have talked a lot about printf and use it on a regular basis, but without have introduced it formally. Well, better late than never. That is, we are late, but this is not never condition that we are not defining the printf. But we are defining, or we have used printf in so many conditions. This is the printf statement that is used to print the string. There is a format string. There is a list of variables. The format string can contain the characters that are simply printed as they are. That is a format string, that is a simple characters as they are printed. Next, conversion specification that begins with the ampersand sign. That is a conversion specification, that is a specifier that is begin with the ampersand operator. That is %d, %c, %s. That is a conversion specifier that begins with the ampersand that begin with the percentage sign. Escape sequence that begins with the this one. So these are the three parts, or these are the three parts that is used with the format string. That is a character that are simply printed under the double quotes, the specifier like %c, %d, and the escape characters that is used to print in the next line, in the tab. So these are the various examples when we use the printf statement. For example, look at the following program. There is a main function, then one variable is declared that is of average, or that is of integer type, and the variable name is abj, and the number is 346. Then float per, and the number is 69.2. So per is a variable that is a float type, and the output or the input or the value is 69.2. Then printf, what is the condition or what is the output that is printed? That is average equals to %e /n, percentage equals to %f. That is average equals to %d. Why they are using %d? Because the average is in numeric form, is in integer, that is 346. And there is a /n, that is means there is a gap of the line after the average and the percentage. That is, the average is printed in the one line and the percentage is printed in the next line. That is percentage equals to %f. That is, the percentage is used, that is equals to the %f. Then average will be printed and per percentage will be printed. So first of all, average is printed, that is 346, percentage that is 16.9.2. This is the output. First of all, this function will be used, that is the %d 346, then percentage equals to 69.2000 because it is available in the float. This says, how does printf function interpret the content of the format string? That is, what is the main usage, or how printf statement interpret the content of the format string that is used? For this, it examines the format string from the left to the right. So this is the format string. It is available from the left to the right. That is, first of all, this will be printed, then this. So it will go from the left to the right, like this one, this one, this one. For this, it examines the format string from the left to the right, so long as as it does not come across either percentage or a, it continues to dump the character that it encounters on the string. That is, whatever the input they are taken, it can be displayed on the string. In this example, the average equals to is dumped on the string. This is the average equals to, this is available, or this is as it is dumped on the string, display on the screen, but instead of %d, it is using the value of the variable that is stored in the AVG. In this example, the average is dumped on the screen. The moment it comes across a conversion specification, that is %d, in the format string, it picks up the first variable in the list of variables. This is the first variable. It picks up the value of this variable. What is the value? That is 346. And then print its value in the specified format. In this example, the moment %d is met, the average AVG, the variable AVG is picked up. So this is picked up and its value is printed. Similarly, when escape sequence is met, that is, if this is met, that is %/n, it places the cursor at the beginning of the next line. So this is, or this escape sequence character is used to print the output in the next line, that is %/n. This process continues till the end of the format string is not reached. This is continued from the left to the right. First this one, then this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Now, what is the format specification? That is how we are defining the format specification. That is %d and the %f are used in printf, that are known as the percentage specifier. This is %f, this is %d. So d and the f are known as the format specifiers. They tell the printf to print the value of AVG as a decimal integer and the value of per as a float. That is, it tells the, or it prints the value of the AVG, that is the average, as a decimal integer, and the value of per, that is a percentage, as a float integer, as a float value, because AVG is a integer type and PER is a float type. Following is the list of format specifier that can be displayed using the with the printf function. These are the various categories. These are the various specifier that is used. As I discussed already, what are the specifier that is used? So if there is an integer, there are multiple parts of the integer. So if there is a short assigned, that is %d or %i, short unsigned, that is %u, long signed, that is %ld, long unsigned, that is %lu, unsigned hexadecimal, %x, unsigned octal, that is %o. So we are using generally this one, either %d or %u, because we are dealing with, in a general, either in short signed, either in short unsigned. If we are dealing with short signed, then we are using the %d. If we are dealing with short unsigned, then we are dealing with %u. U means unsigned and D means the integer value that is displayed in the, or that is to be displayed on the screen. Then this is a long signed, that is a LD, long unsigned LU, hexadecimal X, unsigned octal O. Whenever there is a real number, that is a float number, that is divided into two categories, real, float and the double. Float is represented by simple F, single F, and the double is represented by the LF. So one is F, one is LF. And then if there is a character data type, there are also two categories. One is signed character, one is unsigned character. In signed character, %c will be used. In unsigned, %c will be used. It is same for everyone, that is unsigned and the signed character. Then if there is a data type that is string, then we use the specifier that is %s. That is, there is no category or there is no division of the string, that is %s. So one is integer, one is real, one is character, one is string. We can also provide following optional specifier in the format specification, that is DD, digit specifying the field width, digit specifying the precision. This is the example, this is the example. Minus sign and the decimal point sign. Now a short explanation about these format specifier. The field width specifier tells the printf how many columns on the screen should be printed. That is the field specifier, that is how many columns will be printed, that is denoted by the dot operator. In the same way, we are defining with the hyphen operator that specify the sign for the left justifying. That is, whenever there is a justification of the right or the left side, that can be done by the hyphen, that can be done by the dash. This is the example that makes your concept clear. First of all, main function will be used, then define the variable of the weight. So weight is the variable that is of integer type that takes the value as a 63. So 63 is the value that is available in the weight, and weight is of integer type. Then uses the next variable or uses the next line, that is printf, weight is percentage d kg. That is weight is percentage d, that is the 63 kg. Then in the next line, weight is percentage 2d, that is there is a 2 margin, there is a 2 gap, there are 2 points of gap, then percentage, or then the output will be printed. Then in this there are 4 gap, that is the 4 dots, there are 6 gap, there is a minus 6 gaps. This is the example. Weight is 63 kg, right? There are 2 gaps, weight is 63 kg, there is a gap between this. Now there is a more gap, that is weight is 63 kg, this is the 4 gap, this is the 6 gap, that is weight is 53 kg. Then this is the next gap. These are the various columns that will be printed, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now specifying the field weight can be careful in creating the tables of numeric values that is contained with the, or that is displayed with this program. Now there is a main function. There are 3 specifiers. One is percentage f, percentage f, percentage f. One is 5.0, 13.5, 133.9. Then another is this one, this one, this one, this one. Here is the output. What is the output? This is 5.00000, then 13.5000, this one, right? Now I am defining with the dot operator. What is the dot? That is 0, that is 50, that is 90. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the same way, there is 0, 0, there are 9, there is a 3. Even though the numbers have been printed, the number have not linked up properly, and hence they are hard to read. This is some way we are defining this one, that is 10.lf, that is there is a 10 margin, there is a 10 types of, or there are 10 points of gap, and then the value will be printed. Here also 10 points of gap. So these are the various concepts how we'll be using the format specifier. The format specifier could be also be used whenever we display the string of characters. That is, a format specifier not used only with the integer, it is also used with the characters, it is also used with the strings. Now formatting the string with the printf, that is how printf will be used to format the string. One is the main function, then char first name. So first name one is the array, that is this is the array symbol that contains the Sandy. Then surname is the next array that contains the Malya. Then first name 2 is also the array that contains Ajay Kumar. Surname 2 is the array that contains the Guru Baksani. So these are the various array that will be defined under this. One is the main function, then uses the printf. This is using 20s, that is there are 20 points of gap in every word, in each word, right? So first of all, first name will be displayed, and then surname will be displayed. So what is the first name? That is Sandy. What is the last name? Surname, that is Malya. Then uses next one, that uses 20s, first name 2, surname 2. First name 2 is Ajay Kumar, surname 2 is Guru Bakshani. Now let us see what is the output. There is a Sandy, there is a 20 points of gap, there is a Malya, there is a Ajay Kumar, 20 points of gap, there is a Guru Baksani, and there is a /n, that is it will be printed after in the next line. It is also printed in the next line, it is also printed in the next line. So these are the two printf statements that shows how format specifier will be used, how escape sequence will be used in this program. or have been used this in this program. This is the output. Now this reserves 20 columns for printing a string. As I told you, there are 20 spaces, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in between this one. That is from this to this, there are 20 spaces that is lies between this one for printing a string, and then print the string in these 20 columns with right justification. This helps lining up the names of different length properly. That is, if I want to display this one, that is with the proper length, with the proper criteria, with the proper justification, that helps in lining up the names of different length in a proper way. Obviously, the format this one would help the left justified the string. This is used to left justification, that is minus 20, whereas the plus 20 is used for the right justification. So there are two types of justification, one is left, one is right. So left is minus 20 and the right is plus 20. Now what is the escape sequence? We saw earlier that what is the escape sequence and how it will be used. So this says, we saw earlier how the new line character, that is /n, will be used when inside a printf format string. That is, it takes the cursor to the beginning of the next line. That is, it moves the cursor to the next line to the beginning of the next line. This is known as the escape sequence. The new line character is an escape sequence, so known as, because the / symbol is considered as an escape character. That's why it is known as the escape sequence, because we are dealing with this slash that is known as the escape character. It causes an escape from the normal interpretation of a string. That is, it makes an escape, it makes a gap, or it makes an effort from the normal interpretation of a string, so that the next character is recognized as one having a special meaning, so that the next character will be printed, or the next character is recognized with the special meaning. The following example shows usage of the /n and a new escape sequence, that is a T known as tab. So this is n will be used, that is used for the new line, and the new sequence, that is a tab. That is, there are some gap between the words, that is done by using the escape characters, escape sequence, that is a T, that is a tab. A T moves the cursor to the next tab stop. What is the measurement of the tab stop? It is generally 0.5 centimeter. A 80-point screen usually has a 10 tab stop. So there is a 8 gap of the columns that is available for the tab stop. In other words, the screen is divided into 10 zones of the 8 columns each. Printing a tab takes the cursor to the beginning of the next printing zone. For example, if a cursor is positioned in column 5, then printing a tab takes it to the column 8. That is, if the cursor is positioned in column 5, then it is or it will move the cursor to the column 8. Then the new main function is used. This is the main function. This is printf. The T will be used. So U, and then there is a gap of the tab. Then there is a must tab B. There is a tab, gap, crazy, then it will be printed in the next line. So one line will be printed in this one, and there is a gap between the U, must, be, crazy. Why? Because there is a /t that is used in between these words. Then there is a /n that is used for the next line, and there are 4 types of characters, 4 types of words. One is to, one is hate, one is this, one is book. These are the 4 that will be used, that will be printed in the next line starting from the 2. This is the output. This is the you must be crazy to hate this book. Right. Then n causes the next line to begin following crazy. That is, after this one crazy, there is a next line, so that will be printed in the next line. The tab and the new line are probably the most common used escape sequence character. These are the 2 sequence characters that is most commonly used. This is a table that shows various tab characters. So that's all for today's session. In the tomorrow's class, I am continuing with the escape sequence. This is the table of the escape sequence. I'm continuing this chapter. So let's stop over here only, and I'm so sorry for the delay because there is less bandwidth in the today's class. So most probably this will not happen in the tomorrow's class or in the next day's classes. So that's all for today's session. Now if you have any doubt, then please